Hello, everyone's. I am here for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6, Episode 18, the finale. Now, we return to shaking of tables and throwing of menus. Mainly, it was Lyrica that was shaking tables and throwing, menus at Brittany B. And like a random production dude, like as things were flying over his head, he had the look of Mona. You said in my contract that I wouldn't be a part of none of this foolishness. You said there would be no table shook and nothing thrown in my presence. I don't even care if it's a piece of glitter. That should not be in my presence. You had that in my contract. The dude was looking almost shook. But I was more concerned about the people in the background. Now, Mona, if we gonna have extras in these scenes, it'd be more realistic if the extras actually reacted to what's going on and not just sitting back there eating their food. Like it's not a full on shaking tables and throwing menus in the background. I wanted to see some, dang, you see that? And people jumping up looking. I wanted to see some of that. And not the people just sitting there like nothing is going on in the background. That's what will make these shows seem more realistic. But if a fight is going on around me, I'm gonna look and see what's going on because I'm that nosy person. But I'm not gonna sit there and there's a full on rumble going on and I not react. And that's where it looks like, okay, this was just a setup scene for nothing. Because the background, your extras was not even reacting what was going on. I was like, you need to do better, Mona. We've been talking about this for years. But I just feel like we need to talk some more because we just got extras in the background as people are shaking tables and throwing menus and they ain't even saying nothing. Y'all, when Amateur was on the stage singing Never Lie, it took me back to my childhood. 10-year-old me, like 9 going on 10-year-old me, that was the first cassette tape that I ever owned in life. My mama took me to Blockbuster's Video to get the single. She had got me a Walkman for my birthday and a Easy Bake Up, not Easy, Play-Doh cookie loving oven, but that ain't even what we talking about. We was talking about Never Lie. When I tell you I wore that cassette tape out. And I was so excited that in 1997 I got to see them in concert, so you couldn't tell me nothing. So listening to them perform, it just like the child in me just came out. I was her singing along like, yes, I know the words. We're going to keep on singing, even though that's been well over 20 something years. But yeah, it just brought me back to my childhood. Now Ray gets there and he talking about when it's time for him to perform, he wants some rain like, Boys to Men had. He won't smoke. He's going to be a little bit teary-eyed. The people going to be a little bit teary-eyed. And he's going to be slowly like lifted up onto the stage so he can show his presence and then he will perform. But Book was like, yeah, this is just a practice run. We not on tour yet officially. We just seen how things is gonna go with this LA show and then we'll go from there. And he's like, oh, so we not going on tour. We just giving them a little snippet of what could come. Oh, okay. I was like, when he was talking about all the rain and smoke and being lifted up, it just reminded me of the New Edition movie. Like all these extras cost money. They wanted to have castles in the background and all these extras and all that stuff costs money. We don't want to be paying too much money. We want to make money. You get on stage, probably have you a few little backup singers and dancers. Somebody that's new is not going to charge much. Duba is, talented. Not going to charge too much so you can be making you a little bit of coin. Not having rain and smoke and all these, you getting catapulted on the stage and all that extra. It's like, no. So Mr. Ray and Yo-Yo want Apple to win and are concerned about her. Like Apple, she isn't irritated at her friends. She's just tired of explaining herself all the time. She doesn't drink every day, but when she does it, somebody might catch her slipping and all this other stuff. I was like, it seems like it's every time we see you, you have a drink in your hand, and we getting a little concerned because we want you to win. She says she's a mother, a hustler, and a good woman. Now Yo-Yo tells her that she is going somewhere and she has goals, and she doesn't have to fight everyone's battle and to get rid of some of those people she been hanging out with. And I'm like, that is so true. You were so mad at what was her name, Summer Bunny, for sleeping with A1, that you done took this battle on as your own, and now you ready to fight the girl. Now, lyrically, she had a few words with the girl, but that was it. And then you jumped in and like, I got you, boo. I got you. This one would slept with your husband, and then she got in your face and was talking all that yin yang. No, I got you, boo. So now every time she sees Summer Bunny, she want to fight for her. While Lyric was just sitting back, laughing, cackling, getting her a good kiki as Apple was ripping off her wig trying to get the Summer Bunny. I was like, you don't need that. Mr. Bray says he doesn't want to call one night and she not answer, and he gets concerned when she's partying with people that he doesn't know, and something happened to her. Like, they didn't already talk about her going into detox and all these other things and getting herself better, but she counters with she's had it harder for other people, and that's why she needs a little more or wants a little more respect. Like, people always talk about somehow they grew up in the hood and they done made it out and all those things. But, like, she feels, yeah, you grew up in the hood and you had a hard life, but you still had your family there for you. She was 15 years old, kicked out the house or ran away or whatever. And she was out here sleeping on park benches, selling her body, walking the streets, doing all those things at 15 years old. Something a 15-year-old shouldn't be doing. She said people want to... And if people walked in her shoes, they'd probably be out here drinking too. I was like, yeah, you 15 years old. You 15 years old. You supposed to be a sophomore in college. A freshman going on a sophomore going on a junior. I don't remember. I can't go back that far. I think I was a sophomore. I was a freshman going on sophomore. I'm not trying to do the math. It's too early in the morning for that. But it's just like, if they walked in my shoes, they'd be out here drinking too. But they're like, baby, you don't need that drink. You don't need that at all. We want something for you, but we can't want it for you. We gonna keep on coming at you, but you gotta want it for yourself. And I was like, hopefully that this sunk into Apple and she realized that she need to stop all that fighting. Like, what is that gonna do? Okay, so she beat up Summer Money, then what? What's that gonna do? She always out here fighting and acting, cutting up on social media, being drunk all the time. People are not gonna want to work with her. Moniece, she's been having issues with her mental health and hasn't been sleeping and eating, and the only thing that's helping is her music. Like, after Mickey's little skate party, she had ran out her medicine and she had a breakdown, and that was her week to be with Cameron. And she texted Fizz, he didn't answer. She called Fizz. She texted Fizz, no answer. She called Fizz, no answer. So she had to put her pride aside and call April and like, I need to speak to Fizz. And Fizz she's basically like, can you get Cameron? I'm having a breakdown of some sorts. Can you help me? And he was basically like, no, get your parents to watch Cameron. I was like, I really, really hope that didn't happen. Like, him saying no, like her really having to put all pride aside and look like, I gotta call April because my son doesn't need to see me like this. So, wait a minute. No, and hung up on her. So, and Cameron at one point asked, like, how come he couldn't have a normal mom? And she said, I don't know, but I want you to know that I do love you. And she's looking for an inpatient depression center, and she's determined to get things under control. And I don't think Moniece needs this show anymore. Like, her mental health is so much more important than being on this show. And I'm glad that she is highlighting it, that like she's not okay. She's trying to be a good mom, but sometimes with her mental health issues, she can't really do that. And she went on social media last night and kind of said how the editing kind of like spliced things and editing things out, and it wasn't that Cameron found her on the couch all depressed and asked how come he couldn't have a normal mom. This was like another time that this has happened, and that her dad is always there to help out when she has Cameron, when she's going through some things. Her parents are always willing to come and help out and things, but they love to like edit things to make it seem worse than what it was. So I don't think Moniece needs to come back to the show. Like, get your mental health together, and if music is helping that, then all means get together with that. But I am going to really side eye Fizz if when she called her like, look here, I know you can't stand me right now. You and April got whatever y'all got going on, but I need you to come get Cameron because I am not okay. I really hope he didn't hang up a phone on her, but that seemed like something he would do. That was basically last thing what happened. We had this A1 and Lyrica situation where they going back and forth. Well, you cheated. Well, I only cheated after you said you wanted a divorce, but then we got back together and you forgave me, but you continue to be out here cheating. It's like, we've been going through this whole entire season, and I am done with it. Like, I am so done with it. I am glad that Pam and all of her jewelry that she has and her side ponytail with a bang, she acknowledged that maybe y'all didn't know each other. Y'all rushed into some things, and I'm gonna be here for my grandbaby, and that was it. She wasn't trying to be ugly with Lyrica or Big Lyrica. Y'all, I'm looking at my window and a cat just jumped onto a tree branch, and I didn't know what was going on for a second. So if I was looking like startled for a minute, that's why. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, that was basically the gist. If I you know, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, comment below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are up so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you are already a family member, one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead and get y'all people together, they people together, come over here, and they could be my peoples too. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.